Good Sunday evening, fellas.
What's
Hello.
Hey,
happening?
so
Hello, hello.
we're actually doing a live show tonight. So if you're out there listening, go ahead and feel free to drop a comment, and we'll try to get you involved in the show. But before we get started, I want to thank all of our supporters. Today was a big day. We actually, 2.5 years ago when I started this podcast with Chaps, it started making a little bit of money, and it wasn't my intent to profit off of our heroes' blood, sweat, and tears. So what I did was, with a little bit of money that was coming in, I started a nonprofit, and the nonprofit's name is Minutes Wisely, because obviously you need to spend your minutes wisely. Our goal is to combat veteran suicide, and how we do that is we send veterans and first responders to sporting events. And today, so we have season tickets to Detroit Lions, even though we're here in Middle Tennessee. My hometown is Detroit, so I wanted to bless them first. I went through the whole ranks of VFW, American Legion, all that stuff up there. So
Ooh.
I wanted to bless my hometown. So we own season tickets to the Detroit Lions, and we actually were able to send Chief Warrant Officer Hopper up there today to go to the game. He's our very first Detroit Lions recipient, and he's actually a member of our VFW here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. So we're super proud. Here he is. He's on his way en route. He
Nice.
sent me this picture this morning. And this is a picture of him and his uncle, who is also a veteran, Navy veteran. And they're at the game. So I'm super proud that we're able to do this. This is awesome. And yeah, look for many, many more to come. It was a great day to finally be able to do this. We've been
Dude,
talking
that's
about it for a
awesome,
year.
man. I'm so happy for Chief Hopper.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty badass. The way we fund this is through a little bit of money that we make through this podcast, and we also accept donations. And I also I'm selling a cookbook where I wrote a cookbook. It's called From Sailor to Backyard Cook. Um, all the proceeds go to funding the nonprofit. So there's links in the description if you want to drop us a few bucks, if you want to buy a cookbook, however you want to do it. And also this past Monday, 6 days ago, we had our very first
9/11.
fundraiser, and so my goal is to be transparent with everybody. So the final numbers are not in, but it looks like it generated a little tad over $6,000. But still waiting on some money to come in through Eventbrite. But
Nice.
I don't know how much money of that is going to go to the nonprofit yet, because it's all not collected yet, and I haven't seen a nickel yet. That's roughly $6,000, but that's before he paid all the bills. So I'm guessing maybe around $2,000, which would be awesome because we have bills to pay and we have more tickets to buy. So we appreciate everyone's help. With that said,
We have
I
we have more
since
cameras to buy because mine is dying, dude.
so Charlie at the Single Tree Barbecue, he is a veteran himself, and he is the one that did the fundraiser for us here in Murfreesboro. And I have a message from him because he did this. I asked him if he'd be interested in being our sponsor, show sponsor, and he said absolutely. And here's a quick message from Charlie.
What's going on,
Oh,
guys? It's your man Charlie right here from Single Tree Barbecue. Did you know we are on a mission to build community through undeniable hospitality and the perfect plate of barbecue? Y'all come check us out, 2805 Old Fort Parkway, right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 8, Sundays from 11 to 4. Give us a call at 615-307-0120. You can check us out on all the social platforms at Single
all
Tree
of them.
BBQ. We look forward to
Yes.
seeing you. Thank you. Appreciate all the support.
Dude, that guy is on TikTok. I mean, like Instagram, like every
It's
5 minutes, he's got something going on. It's like I don't know how he does it. It's crazy. Like it's just crazy. I can't believe he does that. I can't.
Yes. Yesterday for the Tennessee Florida game, he smoked a gator, which was absolutely hilarious.
Did you have some?
I did not.
Tastes
I
like
was
chicken.
I was busy. I've had Gator before, but I didn't make it up there. He was making Gator tacos, which was freaking hilarious. That's pretty awesome. But anyways, thanks Charlie for all your help. Thanks
Yeah,
everybody
thanks,
for
Charlie.
supporting us. Because obviously, if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So today we're sitting down with Mr. Adam Bird. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on, guys.
So
We love you, Adam.
I love you too, man.
Adam's very busy himself. He has Heroes Media Group and some alcohol,
Coffee
some
and
gin,
alcohol and a
you
book,
name it.
and he's got all kinds of stuff going on.
Podcast network, is that correct?
Yeah, Heroes Media Group started off as a podcast network. Had 3 shows that came over from a previous platform that I had owned, and we're up to, I think we just hit the 50 mark for shows that are on the network now. So
I knew it was up there. I didn't know it was 50. Damn, dude, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah.
That's cool. You want to take a second and introduce yourself? Like, where
Sure.
you're from, what branch
who
of
are
service
you?
in?
Adam Bird. I'm a Pisces. I like long walks in the woods, moonless nights. No, I got born, pretty much raised in Wisconsin. I lived in Arizona for 24 years. I graduated high school down there. After high school, I joined the Arizona Army National Guard and was in the Guard for about 9 years. Did a deployment in 2003 to Iraq.
Yep.
And after that deployment, life kind of threw a curve. I became a single parent and got custody of my son, and then tried doing the military and being the father at the same time, and it wasn't working out all that well. So I liked being a dad more. So I got out. I did several corporate jobs until eventually in 2013, it was actually April 1st. It was April Fool's Day. I walked into work and quit my job and haven't looked back. Been unemployed, self-employed, whatever, ever since. So that's kind of me in a nutshell.
Yeah.
That's really quick. Wow, that was the quickest life story I've ever heard on this show.
That's 30-second. It's the elevator pitch.
That's your elevator pitch.
That's
That's
my
great.
elevator pitch.
That's fantastic. Mr. Adam Bird,
Yeah.
since you were in Iraq in 2003, which that is the invasion, do you have any stories or like what was your okay, first of all, actually, what was your MOS? What did you do in the Army?
I was a truck driver, motor T, so 88 Mike. Yeah.
Let's see.
It was great. Didn't have to walk anywhere. So
what's the thing that
true.
that motor T says? If you can if you can fuck it, truck it. If you can, what's the thing that motor T?
I have no
say?
idea, Andrew. No clue what you.
The Adam guy touched me inappropriately. Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gabriel. Thank you for that, sir.
Yes.
That guy, you got to watch out for Gabe. You never know what's going to come out of his mouth. Literally, never.
He's a crazy Marine. I love him to death. I think we did an event, or he did an event. Sorry, not me. I was just there. The 13 people that passed away when they evacuated, they had some at Redneck Riviera, and he was the brains behind all that.
Yeah.
Gabe's
a good guy. He's been a longtime friend. I met him first time I met him. We were at an event in Quantico at Modern Day Marine Expo. Actually, it was the first time I met him. That was quite a few, and we've been great friends ever since. So,
well, Mr. Ad, we have you, me,
Was that
and Fleek,
before or after you touched him?
Oh, damn.
I plead the fifth on that one. Yeah.
So, Adam,
next question.
We have a lot of mutual friends. I mean,
we do. It's funny. And everybody kind of lives in the same geographical region. I'm not too far, 10 hours. I've made that drive. I don't know, at least a half a dozen, if not a dozen times.
I mean, you came to Tennessee last year to check out Short Mountain Distillery. I think you came 2 years, and then you went to Memphis with for our toilet paper fundraiser thing.
Yeah.
And then before that, I remember we went to dinner. Didn't we go to dinner? with your lawyer friend. What was his name?
Yeah, Tom. That was back in
Tom.
like
Yes, that's right.
2020, like right after the whole zombie apocalypse kind of started happening.
That's right.
I think.
Hey,
Yeah.
I just got an email about they're bringing back the mask mandate. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen.
I'm not wearing it again.
I'm not wearing, dude. I never wore. I did wear a mask once, maybe twice.
Yeah, that ain't happening. Sorry.
But I just didn't want to get yelled at by some grumpy old volunteer at the VA.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, that's good, man. That's good. Do you have any now that you were motor T, and we know that you were in the Army, do you have any cool stories or any stories at all about your time in Iraq? How long were you there? Like what was your day?
I was there. I kind of had a short run over there. I ended up coming home early for like, I can't remember if it was a Red Cross letter or whatnot, but it was. I ended up not staying the whole entire year, but the time that I was there, got to do some cool things. We were attached to a special forces group for a while, but I think the stories that I kind of share the most is like, I grew up going to church and stuff like that. So it was kind of like, and that's such a, Andrew, as you know, that's a very biblical area. And I think it was kind of cool to kind of find with everything that was going on at that time, finding like peace in the chaos, if you will, so like, the city of was the house of Abraham was there, and then you go kind of close the door. Yeah. So it was kind of, those are the things that I think about when I think of that time. My time over there was, the first off, I miss the people, love the people that I went over there with and served with. Great people, did some cool things while we were there. But the stories that I tell is like, yeah, I got to walk in the house of Abraham, and it was like the original structure still from like 4,000 years ago at that time. And
so
it's
cool.
like, that's pretty cool. And you look at that region of the world, and if you've ever been over there, you kind of, it's just dirt. And I mean, for like miles and miles and miles. No.
There.
And then you go along the, either the Euphrates or the Tigris, and you come into one of these little towns, and it's like an oasis. It's almost like something that you'd see in a movie or something like that. So you kind of look at like, life a little bit differently. Like you realize some of the things that, at 24, 25 years old, you took toilet paper for granted, and that was like gold over that was currency in some places over there.
Yeah.
So those were kind of the things that I remember. And then I remember in Baghdad, we were on top of a building, just kind of looking around. You could see the entire city, and it was just the architectural structures there. I was just fascinated with, when there wasn't tracer rounds going off and stuff like that. It was, it was just, you kind of, again, finding that peace in kind of a chaotic moment.
You have this zen quality to you, man. I swear you do. Like on Fridays when you do your thing, and it's just, you've got this aura about you that even when I see you in person or when I hear you on the radio, it's just like, wow, this guy's got his shit together. Wow, this is awesome.
I hide it very well.
Oh, the truth comes out now.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where, I don't know. I've been doing, podcasting stuff now for the latter part of a decade, and for the longest time, I think when you get behind a microphone or whatnot, you can kind of put on a different persona and whatnot. And we live in such a technological age right now. Everybody's carrying around these, pocket computers, and they get that 45-degree syndrome. And you see everything. You see everything as you're sitting there. Your thumb's getting cramped because you've been flipping through social media and stuff, and you think you start getting accustomed to like, oh, this must be true, or this or that and the other thing, and it's really not the case. So now, a couple of years ago, I just decided, like, I'm just at my age right now. I feel like I got no filter for the most part, and I'm pretty much what you see is what you get, And, you know, I'm a dumbass too sometimes. You know, I'll say something stupid and then I'll hear myself later on. And I'll be the first one to throw myself under the bus, but I'm just I'm just real that way. Life's too short now to be fake. So, I mean, whether you like me or not, it's hey, that's, you know, sorry if you don't. Click the X button or go to the next page. I don't know.
Yeah, scroll past me. Just if you don't want to see it, scroll past.
You know, that's it. I try to keep things pretty simple, really.
It's hard. I'm trying to do that. I've been working on myself for a long time, and I don't know. It's hard to have people not like you, but I'm now getting used to it because I have I have some people that don't like me and they don't like what I do, and you know what? At this point, I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to save lives, and I'm going to have friends. And Fleek is going to bash me over the head when I go to his house. We're going to do Bull in the Ring, and it's going to be good. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I think you really just need to, you know, you can't worry about what other people. For the longest time, I was very concerned of whatever other people thought or said about me, and I was very much a people pleaser. Still kind of am in a sense of just I want to make people happy, but at the same time, I'm not. If it could be one of those things where it's just like, okay, it doesn't matter what I do. This person's just not. This person is just miserable, and I don't have time for that. And I wish you all the best. I hope things get better, whatever. But I got to move on with my life, and if I know what my purpose is. My purpose is to help other people get to where they want to go. But you can only do so much. You can't want it more than that other person.
That's true.
Like Tupac said it best.
Hey,
I want you to eat, but just not at my table.
Right. Yeah.
Fleek, take that stuff down for the next cookbook. Like, we got to use that. We got to TM that or something. Trademarked by Adam Bird.
Yeah. Yes. What inspired you to join the military?
I needed a job.
That'll do it.
You know, and
honest answer.
It's one of those things where I didn't know what I wanted to do after high school or anything like that. Had no clue what I wanted. I knew I wanted to own a business eventually, but I had no idea what else I wanted to do. And somebody said, you know, my parents were like, you need to go get a job. So I joined the Guard, and then at the time they were shocked that I did that, and I was like, well, you told me to get a job, so that's what I did, you know, and that was it. But that was, and then honestly, the other part of it was like, hey, I want money for school, and then I never used it, you know. So, but those were the two big reasons, and now it's, you know, looking back on it, I never really used it. So yeah.
By the way, your webcam died.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see if I can get this
fixed. We're getting video. We're getting audio, but no video. But
imaging edge webcam. I've never seen that. Is that who you use?
It's a new setup, and I was running it the other day, and it seemed to work. But now this is the first this has happened. So
this is the beauty of doing live shows.
Hey, it could be Tennessee, man. Our Wi-Fi is crap down here.
Try restarting it here and see what happens. Sorry about that, guys.
No. You're fine, man. You've got a voice and a face for radio. Hey, there you are.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, we had a guy literally go to the urinal while he was talking to us. I swear to God,
I forgot about that one. We're like,
I'm not that bad. That's bravery right there. No, I'm too self-conscious to do something like that.
He literally talked all the way through it too, man. And we're like, oh, alrighty then.
Right. That's the first on Scuttlebutt Podcast.
Yeah. Nice.
So Adam, what's you've got a trip coming up next week, right? You're going somewhere. You're going to Florida.
Heading south, heading down to Tampa, Florida. We are our sister company, HMG Beverage, is one of the sponsors for an organization called Team Atto. Good friends of ours, James Boggs, friend of mine. It's his nonprofit organization. They're taking a bunch of veterans out in the bay fishing next Saturday. And then next Friday night, they do the All Heroes Welcome Ball, and it's got like a 1920s theme. So they dress
That's
up
cool.
and so this has been I think our third year going down there. And it's a lot of fun and love it. And it's last year was the first year I brought my parents down, and one of my little brothers and his wife, and they liked it so much that they told me they were going to do it this year. So it was so it's kind of turned into a family function, if you will.
Can you elaborate a little bit on why it's Team Atto? Like, can you explain that name? I mean,
I can't.
I know what it is.
I used to know, and James is probably going to kill me when he sees me, but I can't remember why the name. He did explain it to me at one time, but I got a bad memory, or at least that's what I'm going to blame it on.
Now that guy is he's kin to a famous Red Sox baseball player, correct?
His uncle did play baseball. Yeah.
Okay. And his name was what?
Gentleman by the name of Wade Boggs.
Oh yes, that's right, Wade Boggs.
Hall of
That's
Famer.
pretty impressive, man.
Booyah!
Yeah, but James is he's got he will tell you he was a Marine that flew for the Army, so he was Marine Corps for quite a while. Sheriff deputy, and then went in the Army and flew for them. And this guy's got just a heart of gold. I mean, absolutely love the guy to death. And when he walks into the room, everybody just gets that positive aura from him. And he's done a lot for the veteran community over the years. And so we're happy to be going down there and spending time and being a part of what they're doing down there.
Gulf Coast, right? Like
Tampa
Naples.
side. Yep. Well, it's in the Bay area. Yep.
Sweet, man. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It's a blast. That whole those 2 days with Team Atto and the people that they put this event. They do a couple of different events, smaller events, but this is their big fundraiser each year, and it's such a great time, and they do such a phenomenal job putting it together. And we're blessed that we get to be a part of it.
That's awesome. How's oh, you know what? I saw something on Facebook. Your friend and your sister, well, you say she's your sister. Patty, right? She's doing something different, right?
I think Patty's got a new show coming out.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook. She's dropping something new. I don't know what it is, but her brother, you probably know what she's dropping.
No, I haven't. I get like peaks here and there, and that's kind of her deal. So I'm not going to spoil it, but I know she's got a new show coming out with a army veteran coming out, and that's about the gist of it. It's still very, very new, so I don't have all the details on it.
She's awesome. I mean, did you mentor her, or was it the vice versa?
She's actually been podcasting longer than I have. I've known her since like 2011, 12, roughly. And then she called me up one time, and this was several years ago, but she co-hosted the Decision Hour podcast with me for about a year and a half.
That's right.
Yeah, we have a great time together. Patty's a real deal, and she's she does a lot for the military spouse community and whatnot as well. Great gal.
Patty, I'm a big fan. If you're watching. Sorry, shameless plug, man. I had to. I mean, you guys are cut from the same cloth. I mean, a lot of the guys that we talk to, you have interviewed. I mean, like, Travis Parrington and Danielle Rocco and Devoted to a Soldier, and I mean Malachias.
Yeah, Doc. Yeah.
We have our circle. It all like comes to fruition. It's awesome.
It's fun to look at kind of who's in your network and people that you call, friends or even family and whatnot. And this is a type of, I can't even. Heroes Media Group it started off as a business, but and it is a business technically, but it doesn't feel like it. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I mean? It was like
perfectly.
there's so many people. I love the people that are part of HMG. I love the people that come in and talk to us. And even other shows. Being on this show and having opportunities to go speak on other shows. I've been on stage. I've done public speaking events and stuff like that. I feel completely blessed. Like I am one lucky SOB, and I live a life that is just, I'm not deserving of it. I'll be the first to tell you, I
Yeah,
don't deserve it,
no.
but listen, I love it. I do this because I want to help yeah. The purpose behind it for me is to help other people get to where they want to go.
And you
As
do it with aplomb,
weird
dude.
as that may sound, so
No, you deserve it because you know what? You have a heart of gold, and I am proud to call you my friend. I really am.
thank you.
And I'm not kissing your ass or going down or doing any of that crazy stuff. I I really truly am blessed to have you as a friend. Shut up! Stop laughing, man. I'm trying to be fucking serious here. Damn
Andrew's
it.
always got to make it awkward, man.
Yeah, right.
Was that awkward? Dude,
Nah,
I was being empathetic and
things are
sympathetic.
getting a little weird here tonight. It's on Sunday night, folks.
Damn, man.
Sinning on a Sunday. That's what we're doing.
I bless you, my child. In nomine Patri et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Which, by the way, I cannot wait. Segue, John Constantine 2 hopefully will be coming out soon. Very excited.
Nice.
What? Come on, man. Constantine, Adam. You don't spend enough time because you're doing everything for everybody. Do you have time to like watch movies or veg or just stream like NCIS LA like all day?
No.
You don't? Okay.
No.
Maybe it's just me.
No.
Most people work for a living there, buddy.
Yeah, I might
Hey,
get 30
listen.
minutes.
Hey,
I might
really?
get 30 minutes on like a lunch break. And that's if I take a lunch break.
Yeah, that's if, man.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I got a good question. How are things at Short Mountain? What's going on there?
Pretty good. I might be going out there next month. I'm not really sure, but
If you need a ride, I'll pick you up.
The beverage company is still, there's two parts to it, and I'm still learning a lot from the liquor side of things. Fortunately, I have a great mentor and friend, a mutual friend of ours, Travis McVeigh from Heroes Vodka.
Hey, Travis.
He always, shout out to Travis. When it comes to that world, he's the first person I turn to.
He's the man.
On that. So I'm still learning the liquor side of the business. So it's some things have kind of have come to a pause a little bit, but 2024 is shaping up to be a pretty good year.
That's
to
great.
Look forward to. Let me put it that way. I'm looking forward to 2024.
I know you have a gin brand, but do you have any other?
So we have gin and we have a straight bourbon whiskey right now, and then our coffee lines that we have, and
amazing coffee, by the way.
We are looking at adding to the spirit line with a rum, hopefully. And then in a perfect world, or in my imagination, I'd like to add wine to that list here in the next 18 months.
How'd you get into bourbon? Because it takes like 7 years to distill your first barrel.
It's literally one of those. That's a great question. If people think we made it, we didn't. It was white labeled to us. We put a recipe together where you mix a couple different barrels together to get the taste that you want. And then we slapped our label on it, and a lot of people get a lot of grief for that, but the ultimate goal is that's kind of where you got to start. if you don't have your own distillery, which I don't. So it's one of those where it's like the money that we get from the beverage company, we pay our bills, and then the rest of it goes to organizations, and we give it out to people in need. So we're pushing
cool.
nonprofits and stuff like that. That's really why I started it. Well, that's second reason why I started. The other reason was I didn't want to pay full price for coffee, so I just started doing it myself.
Dude, I need to get me some of that coffee, man, because I just love it, man. My wife, she buys the coffee before I can even make the order for you, and I'm like, well, damn.
That's all right. I
But
hear
your
that.
coffee, dude, your coffee is awesome.
How does one purchase your coffee? Is it only online? Is it in stores? Like, how do you get it?
Right now, it is online. If you go to hmgcoffee.com, it'll take you right to the store page, and it shows you all the different blends that we currently have. And we got a couple more coming. We got a decaf because people have been asking for it. Apparently, just add water wasn't the response that they were looking for. But so we decided that we're going to put a decaf as well. No offense to anybody that likes decaf. I don't, but
I don't
we're
like
getting
decaf.
a lot of people. We're getting a lot of people that ask for it. So I was like, well, let's give the people what they want. So
it's Burger King, man. You get what you want, right?
Do you have do you sell the K cups?
We don't, and we're probably going to get into that eventually, but I'm not rushing into that. So here's my, and this is not going to be a popular answer, but this is where I don't care. It's one of those. One, it can get expensive to do to start it off. Two, I don't like the plastic K-cup. It changes the taste of it. Now, what I tell people is like, a lot of these Keurigs and whatnot, they come with that little
the thing, yeah.
portable piece that you can put in there, pour some ground in there. So buy ground and use a little thing, or but people are lazy, and that's because we've become a lazy society. But I think eventually what I'm going to do is just on purpose is I'm going to start selling those little portable, replaceable Keurig things. And when people say, you want K-cups? I was like, yeah, I'll send you some ground in one of these things, and you can make all the coffee you want.
Yeah, my biggest thing with K-cups is that, nobody recycles those little things.
No.
Nope.
No.
It goes to the earth and stays there forever.
Yep. And it's bad for the environment. It doesn't taste. I don't like the way it tastes. So
now
that's why we haven't done them.
My mom uses Nespresso cups, and they do recycle those, but it's just, I don't know, it's just different. It's not the coffee that I'm, I do ground every morning. Boom.
Yeah.
At least a pot of coffee before I'm out.
I'm not your typical. I'm not your typical. We do small batch roasts that I roast myself, and
you do.
Yeah. I got a couple of small. I got a couple of small roasters actually in my garage. I was roasting earlier today for some customers, and
I didn't know that. Damn, that's
it
awesome.
Literally is. I don't. I've been to big elaborate roasting facilities, and they got all the computers and it's all dialed in. I do it old school, man. It's like turn it on, wait, and when it starts crackling, it's like, oh, gotta pay attention. And when it starts crackling like snap crackle like Rice Krispies, get the fire extinguisher and make sure it doesn't start a fire. Like that's how we
So you do your own coffee right in your garage?
Yeah. Yep.
You do all of your coffee yourself? Or?
Yep, do all of it ourselves. I order the green.
Amazing.
Yeah, we do. I got
How
green
the hell
beans.
did you learn how to do that?
So I learned it from a mentor of mine who lives down in. He's a retired Navy captain. He lives in Florida now, and he got me into this back in 2015. And I had met him. He was in Fredericksburg, Virginia at the time. So, my camera looks like it's freezing again.
Yep, your camera died again.
So he invited me down, and I went down and learned about coffee for the day. And once I went down there and got the feel for it, I was like, oh man, this is really cool. He's like, oh, why don't you create something. So I spent the day down there and created my very first blend, which is our Heroes United blend that we sell. And I kind of got the bug for it. And then he was just doing it. And then he sold it to a bunch of West Point guys, and they were doing it. It was just drop ship, but somebody would order it and they'd send it for us or whatnot. But then things changed, as sometimes things do, and found out that they went out of business and didn't tell us. So I went down, picked up what we had down there, and decided I wanted to keep it going. So we moved it in house, and now we're doing it in house.
That's awesome.
And then
really
it's
cool.
been trial and error, but my friend Sean Ricks was his name. He's got me started in it, and he just he'd walk me through the process, how to start and what to listen for and stuff like that.
Where do you buy your coffee beans at? Are they from like Colombia or something?
I got all over the world: Brazil, Colombia, Papua New Guinea, Indonesia. I mean, we got probably 9 different beans that we use right now.
You ever hear of the one where the elephant poops out the bean?
Yes, and no, we don't have that one.
It's very expensive.
Yeah, it's really expensive, and it's I've heard it's got a very bitter taste.
Yeah.
Was it elephant or was it a bat?
No, it was elephant.
It's elephants.
Yeah,
I think there's a bat one too.
They feed the elephants and then they follow the elephants until it does its
Who
thing.
thinks of this shit, man?
I don't, right?
Let's.
It sounds like it tastes like shit, quite frankly.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm not going to brew up a pile of elephant dung and drink
it's a delicacy. We'll keep it over there then, because I'm not going to touch it. It's like, I don't need it. Thanks. I'll take your word for it. Yeah. So,
man, you guys.
What's your favorite bean from which country?
That's
good question, Flake.
Oh man, that's a great question. It really depends on the day and how you make it, because there's so many different ways. Like if I'm doing like a French press, I'd say probably a single origin Brazilian bean. If I'm doing like my morning coffee in like a big pot, because I drink a lot of coffee, I'd say probably a combination of Guatemalan and Indonesian type. We do a lot of mixtures. We don't do a lot of single origin beans. A lot of our blends are mixed, custom mix that we've created. But we do have our Brazilian Cerrado, that's a Brazilian single origin, and that's really, really good in a French press.
Do you ever travel to these countries and check out the operation firsthand?
I haven't. I've done a lot of FaceTimes with the farmers that we use, and there have been plans for us to travel to a couple locations. I'll say here in the next 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah, be careful with those Colombian ones.
Yeah. That was one that we were that I'll just say that one's got postponed.
Right, good idea.
Hondurans make some good beans, right?
Yeah, I mean, Hondurans, Guatemalan. I like Guatemala. If you like really darker stuff like Indonesian, Indonesian, Sumatra beans are really good for darker. Yeah.
Is there any beans in the United States? Does anybody do it here?
I want to say yes, but I'll be honest with you. I don't know, quite frankly. Yeah. None that I get, at least.
Right.
But I'd be. It's going to give me something to look up tomorrow. I'm going to look that up now.
Yeah.
I was just about to, but you know what? You can look it up. You can do the research tomorrow, sir. You're the aficionado. But yes, okay. I promise you this, man. We're going to have coffee and cigars when you're coming down here next month. I promise.
Cigars, yeah. You do cigars too?
We've done a couple batch runs of them. We got a place in just outside of Phoenix, Arizona that we work with. It hasn't been steady. We don't sell them on the website or anything like that, but we've done like giveaways and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. Well, you said you help out some nonprofits, man. If you ever want to help out a nonprofit this way,
I wrote it down. I wrote it down when you
that was
said it
shameless
this morning.
right
So
that was totally shameless.
hey,
nah, it's good. Listen. I think what
ask.
you guys are doing. I've been following you guys.
No.
For
Hey,
a while,
I'm just
so.
a comic relief. It was his idea.
Well,
He's the
I
one
know, but I'm trying to be polite right now.
Thank you very much.
Richard. I've been following what you've been doing, quite frankly. And,
Yeah,
and
it's
how you landed with this guy over here is,
dumb luck.
This guy. I mean, do you think would people actually watch like a show made by me? No, not at all. I have to. I'm so glad he asked me because he's like he keeps all this stuff like going, and I try to make light of stuff and get people to smile and do stupid shit on the air and 29 different countries.
And you do a great job, Andrew.
Look at this jackass. Who the hell is this guy?
Yeah, so I'll be honest with you real quick. The reason why I asked Chaps because I'm a sailor, man. I could sit there and talk sailing all day long.
He can.
So if we have a somebody a Navy guest, hey, I'm all over that shit, man. But when it comes to boots on the ground, he's my guy right there.
He mutes his mic. Like if we have another Marine on the show, he'll mute his mic.
I just sit back.
Like we'll just be answering and talking like our Marine language because it's totally different from the Army. Because we say head, you say latrine, and AWOL and Article 86. I mean, we get all our shit from the Navy, man.
Well, right. Yep.
We do, and we took the Earth from you, and then we took the sea and the anchor from the Navy. So this is.
I'll let you
think
whatever you. I'll let you think whatever you want, Andrew. Yeah.
Here we go.
Wait,
they still fall under Rich. They still fall under the Department of the Navy, though. Is that right?
Yes.
Men's department.
Yes.
Okay. That's all I'll say to that.
But hey, but Adam, tell me if you've heard this. You know what the acronym Marine actually stands for?
My ass rides a Navy equipment.
Sir.
That one. Yeah.
Or muscles are required, intelligence not expected.
Yeah. I'm
gonna get a lot of shit for that one.
Oh wow. Nice.
But you wanted us to keep this short, so we're at 44:29. Are you good? Do you have shit to do today, right? Tonight? Go to bed, get up early.
Who, me? Yeah. But I'm good. I mean, what other questions do you guys have? I'm here.
I don't know, Fleek.
I'm having a good time.
See,
this is the first time I've actually got to talk to Richard. So Andrew, let's let the adults talk for a second.
No, adults. I'm older than you, dude.
So I have a question. How was your transition when you came home from Iraq and you became a civilian? How was that transition?
It was non-existent. How do I explain this? It was literally kind of like battlefield courtroom, single parent, bury everything, all your feelings, everything like that until your son graduates high school. And that's quite honestly, my son is a junior in college, the phenomenal young man. And when he started high school, I realized like, oh shit, now I need to grow up. And that's kind of when like everything kind of came to the forefront for me. Things that I hadn't thought about in years started just kind of coming forward, and it was an interesting time. So I didn't really get a chance to like transition out. I think when I was getting out, it was right around the time of Hurricane Katrina, because our guard unit got mobilized for that, and I couldn't go because I didn't have a family care plan, and I had custody of my son, and I didn't have anybody to was going to watch him, and I didn't want him to go to. He wasn't able to go to his mother or his birth mom at the time, and there was a lot of things just kind of going on there with my career. I thought I was going to be a lifer. I thought I was going to do 20 years and get out, and I realized that this is not the plan that God has for me. So I ended up getting out. It was actually 8.5 years. It was just shy. I think it was like 4 or 5 months before my reenlistment. And I ended up paying back the second half of my sign-on bonus I was like, all right, screw you guys. You're not going to let me do what I want to do. And clearly you're not family friendly at that time. So I got out, and when I got out, it was just like everything was that I took everything that I had and threw it away, gave anything I had to my parents or if they wanted it, and the rest of it went to storage or in boxes, and to date I haven't opened it.
So what do you think the military or the government can do to do the handoff from today? I don't know if it's such a big deal today, but the last 20 years, when we've been at war, you take these kids, you take an 18-year-old kid, plop them in a war zone, and then you pull them out and you send them back into society, which, I really don't think it works all that well. But what would you say would be a better transition? Like, do you have any ideas how to hand them off?
I think, there's what they call it back then. I think there was like the TAPS program or something like that. I think TAPS is still around, and I think that's getting better. I think over the last, I would say 3 years, you slowly start to see things, getting better. There's more classes and stuff like that. But listen, when we go into the military, what do? They train you, right?
Right.
So why not, like, hey, these people here are ETSing in the next 9 months, and they're not re-enlisting. Let's get them in a training program to get them acclimated so they can make a smooth transition back into, and be a contributing part of wherever it is that they're going to be going, coming out. It just needs to, it's slowly starting to get better. But it needs to get better. And here's the other thing: you got to get the communities involved as well. Let's get the communities involved and create community. And like, hey, welcome, thank you for thank you for your service, whatever, blah blah blah. But here's some things that we can do to help you. Let us know. And then as the service members coming out, you can't be afraid to ask for help. I mean, we've been taught that you don't ask for help, don't ask for questions, don't do this, don't do that type of shit. That doesn't work when you get out of the
right.
It's not, you don't have to figure shit out on your own. Ask for help. There's plenty of us that has made the transition and didn't have people there, and we've either figured it out or eventually we got help because we were started asking questions and whatnot. So ask for help, man. There's nothing wrong with getting help. You can't get anywhere in life without asking for help eventually, right? Nobody got anywhere to where they are by themselves.
Yeah.
So lose that. It's really I'll tell you what it is. Short answer to this: you got to change your mindset. Change your mindset. Change your mindset. And once you change that mindset and we start doing it, then if we started this today, gentlemen, give it 18 months, I'm willing to bet we would be leaps and bounds further than what we are right now.
Right.
Agree.
So you mentioned getting the community involved, and that's the one thing I really do love about this podcast, because it gives the community understanding. If they sit there and listen to these men and women tell their story, it gives them an idea of what they went through. Otherwise, they would have no idea. They're just if they don't know, it's just like, oh, here comes crazy Eddie again,
Right.
Crazy Eddie.
Right.
Nice.
Crazy
Eddie.
Yeah.
Well,
How do you know him?
Crazy Uncle Bob, crazy Andrew.
Right. But that's right. What you're bringing up, Richard, is part of that mentality and that thought process that that have been, trained to think like, oh, okay, this guy's getting out, so he's got issues or she's got issues or what have you. And it's, you get labeled or you have that stigma about you. And that's, that's not always the case, not with everybody,
Right.
but there are some vets that come out that have legitimate issues that need to be addressed. And a lot of the times, I think when you first get out of the military, you kind of want to disappear. You don't want to, it's something new. You're not really sure. And I saw somewhere, don't quote me on how many years it is, but I saw somewhere like it's like 3 years after you're out before you really start to kind of figure out what it is that you want to pursue next in life. And I think you can cut that down at least in half, if not more, just by changing people's thought process.
Yes. The one thing I really do love about the military, and I think corporate America needs to jump on this. I can, as an 18-year-old kid, join the military, and they'll throw me right in and operate $1 million equipment. Where in corporate America, it might take me 10 years before they let me operate that crane that's working on top of a skyscraper or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the military, they're like 18-year-old kid, go to school, boom, you're doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. The again, thought process on that. When I was in the military, I was in charge of millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of equipment. And I get out and you're telling me I need to, run the fryer and change the oil and nothing wrong with that.
I did that.
But I mean,
I was a fry guy for 6 months.
There's kids out there that, can run heavy equipment operators and whatnot. And then you get out and you're like, well, that takes you a couple years before you get to that point or whatnot. Like, seriously, really?
You got to be,
one of the things one of the reasons I ended up, the one thing that came out of the military that was good for me, I ended up getting my CDL license. And I drove truck for a while, and that was one of the perks I thought from the military training. And when I got out, I found a job with a plumbing supplier down in this was Tucson. I was living in Tucson at the time, and I was the youngest person in the company, the only one with the CDL license, and they immediately gave me a raise and bumped me above everybody that had been there for years, and that was like a positive that I saw. But I don't see it now, not to say that it doesn't happen, but you get more and more things like that to happen. I think that would be a good thing.
Yeah. So on an aircraft carrier, the person that's steering the ship, it's usually a junior sailor. He's probably 18, 19 years old. Imagine if that like Carnival cruise ship just said, hey, 19-year-old kid here, grab the steering wheel and bring us into port.
Definitely not.
That is not going to happen.
No, they ship those guys in from Italy. They've been captain of the boat for 20 years, and they're taking out the Royal Caribbean or the Grandeur of the Seas or whatever.
Yes.
Not some 18-year-old kid.
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane.
I had to deal with. I was 26 when I went to the service. I mean, I already gone to college, but I was lost after I got out. I was lost, and I'd already gotten a BA. I knew how to write a resume. I'd already been in corporate America for like 3 years before, but I was still lost. I was lost in the sauce. And Adam, you said something very, very succinct. Asking for help. There is no shame in asking for help. It took me a long time to ask for help, but when I did, my life was rewarded for that. And what you see today, even though I am crazy, but I'm sober and crazy, I act like this because I'm just happy-go-lucky. I love life, and I don't think we should waste a single minute of it being depressed or being anxious. And AA, Save a Warrior, Reverend Warriors, VFW saved my life. My support system. You helped save my life, Adam. You did. So did you, Fleek. You were my past commander.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that if I'm going to make you cry, then you know what? Go cry. It's okay to cry. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to have feelings.
Yeah, well, that's what we do on this show. On this show, we save lives.
On the shoe?
Yeah.
On
the shoe. On the shoe.
That too.
Yeah, a really big shoe.
No, I give you guys a lot of I mean, Adam, you do some amazing things for this veteran community. Fleek, I'm just so damn proud of you for what you did on Monday, man. I was like beside myself. Me and Aubrey were like, what the fuck are those two doing? And then and you're going out and you're you're doing the thing that you did in Dearborn down here, which is amazing. And
Yeah,
Adam,
it was a good time.
You're just, a beacon. You are a beacon.
I'm just a guy. That's it, man. I just want to
take the
that's
damn
it.
compliment. Say thank you.
I appreciate. Thank you for
You're
that.
welcome.
I appreciate it. But in all seriousness, I don't. It's one of those things where it's kind of weird to hear because I'll be the first to tell you I'm nobody special. I guess now that I've gotten a little more seasoned, I realize that when I wake up in the morning, what's my purpose? And I think that's one thing. And maybe for the listeners out there or people that are getting ready to come out of the military or make that transition, find your purpose, find what it is that you want to do, whether it's for the next 5 years, 10 years, or the rest of your life. Find your purpose and then focus on that. Don't worry about money. Don't that stuff will come. I'm not saying don't worry about money, but in a sense I am, because if you have a purpose, everything else will fall into place, and life becomes a lot less stressful and kind of becomes more enjoyable. My opinion.
Spoken like a true evangelist. I love it. God bless you, sir. Hey, no, seriously, you are spreading the word. That evangelist is a Greek word. You are spreading the word. Okay, you're not like, who's that crazy guy? That crazy evangelist? What's his name? Dark hair, kind of curly. Oswald. Joel Osteen. Yeah, you ain't an Osteen, but dude, you are an evangelist. You are spreading the word of positivity to your community, to our community.
Oh, Andrew.
You're making them laugh.
Do you want me to give you an etymology of the word evangelist right now?
No.
Okay.
No,
right.
we're good.
Because I can.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's all right. But hey, listen, man, take the damn. Just take it. Take it for what
thank
it's worth.
you. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Man, it's like my wife hates compliments. She hates it. She hates it. She's like, shut up. I'm like, honey, I love you. And then she's like, shut up, Andrew. I love my wife. I do. She just hates. She hates it when I give her a compliment. She hates it.
But I'm getting calls from work, so I might have to go in.
Oh my God! It's Sunday night. It's Sunday at 8 o'clock.
The job that pays the bills is I'm an IT guy. You never know when I'm going to get the call.
Yeah.
Well, hey.
I had a blast tonight, guys. Thank you so much for letting me come on. I appreciate it, guys. Anything I can do for you guys, I mean, you guys have my number. Don't hesitate to reach out.
Yes, sir.
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I will call you.
Yeah, and I don't put that past you.
Exactly.
All right, love you, Mr. Bird. Thank you very much. Thank you, Adam, for coming on this show.
Yes,
You're
amazing.
Thank you,
for your
guys.
service.
Appreciate
everything you do. And we'll be talking.
All
right, thanks everybody who's following us here. Have a good one. We'll see you guys next Sunday.
Rah, 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 rah.